say, hold, don't let me push you down. That pain is worse than the pain they got on speeds. So, if they have a slap tear, they are probably going to have some pain on speeds. But when you put them here, this winds up the bicep through the groove. This winds it up and pulls at that labrum, and that hurts. And usually with the labrum, they will tell you that the pain is in there, but they can't really get to it. Like here. Don't let me push you down. And you're pushing them down. Push them down. Don't let me push you down. Good? All right, so there's O'Brien's. O'Brien's, you got to do speeds first. Jurgensen's is for a subluxing bicep tendon. Jurgensen's is for a subluxing bicep tendon. So what's it subluxing out of?
The groove.
The groove. Okay, so here's the thing that what you want them to do is you're going to start them here. You're going to start them, I don't know how you describe this, thumb pointing in, elbow bent, thumb pointing in, and you're going to have them, we tell people to hitchhike. So what they're going to do is you're going to resist them trying to supinate, and who's the supinator? Bicep. So they're going to supinate and turn out like this. So like when you hitchhike. So they have to externally rotate their humerus. They're going to supinate and externally rotate their humerus.
You're not resisting that?
I'm going to resist supination, so I'll show you the trick with this one. You have to let them externally rotate, because if they don't externally rotate, the bicep can't pop out of the groove. If you don't let them externally rotate, the bicep is just sitting right here. You got to externally rotate so it pops out of the groove.
Do you feel for it as you're doing?
You do. So I'm going to do it from, I don't know how to do this and not be in the camera way. I'll do it from this side. I put fingers over the groove. I throw my fingers over the groove, so I can palpate, but they might also get a pop. So I'm just going to show you what they show you in the book to do is they show you to do this, and they tell you resist them from supinating. So hitchhike. But what happens is when I resist them from supinating this way, I don't let them externally rotate because I end up pushing too hard. So here's how I do it, is I thumb wrestle. And I say, okay, hitchhike. So now she's got it, but she's got to externally rotate. I got to let her externally rotate. So what I'm doing is I'm making that bicep tight while she externally rotates, and now since it's tight, it pops out of the groove. Make sense? Let me do it on this side. So I put my fingers over the groove and I go hitchhike. Come on, turn all the way out there, turn all the way out there, out there, out there, out there, out there. Okay. So I'm resisting supination while she externally rotates. Pops out of the groove. You all right?
Head spin a little bit while we scrape.
So here's what the students used to say for this one. They'd go, "You're gonna get it." That's the same students that did the near the ear and the ha ha. They say, "You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it."
I feel like that was a dance movie back in like the 80s or something. Some disco type deal. I mean, if it helps, why not?
Whatever it helps, but you gotta let it externally rotate. So you're resisting supination to make the bicep tight, and then you externally rotate and it pops out of the groove. All right, Ludington's. Turn that way. Ludington's. In the book, he says to put their hands behind their head, I kind of have them put their hands kind of on the top of the crown of their head. So put your hands up there like that. So I have them put it like this because you can put them here, but what you're supposed to do here is you got to sneak under the deltoid and you're palpating where the bicep is. And then I say contract this bicep. You're not used to making muscles, are you?
No.
So guys will have no problem. You could put their hands behind their head and then they'll be like burr, 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 burr. They have no problem figuring out how to contract their bicep. Girls have a problem. And so I have people put their hands on the crown of their head because now what I tell them to do is I palpate the bicep and I say push down on your head. Okay, so now when you push down on your head, what do you do?
Contract them.
And then push down with this one, and then push down with this one, and then push down with this one, and then push down with it. So, if they've ruptured their bicep, you don't feel the tendon anymore. So that's Ludington's. It's for a ruptured bicep. Very simply put their hands up here and go bump, bicep, 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 bicep. And you're palpating for the tendon. You got to sneak under the deltoid and palpate the tendon.
Yeah, it's so funny.
All right,
I've been looking every once in a while.
empty can. Empty can. Where is empty can done?
Like, scaption.
Yes, where's scaption?
It's like down here.
Down
30.
30.
And exactly what you guys are doing, I see all the time. And Heather even told you this. This is what you'll see. You'll see people up here. They go 30 degrees from here. Where are they supposed to be? 30 degrees from here. In the plane of the scapula, so that's scaption. So not 30 degrees from here. Don't go to here and then go 30 degrees. And I see this done wrong by certified athlete trainers everywhere. They should be 30 degrees forward so they're in the plane of the scapula. And then what do? You have them turn, internally rotate. So thumb is down like you were emptying a can. And then what do? I'll do this from back here. And then what do? I push down and see if they can hold it. Now, here's the trick, guys. Go again. What you will usually see people do, and I usually be standing in front, right? Is you got them like this, and people go out here and push down. Here's the problem. If somebody is weak in their supraspinatus, they can keep their forearm pronated and they will cheat out up here. They will unrotate here, even though they're keeping this pronated. Every once in a while, I'll have an athlete say, man, that really hurts right here. Well, yeah, that's because they're cheating out. So, Dr. Sellers always used to tell us, do not push down here. Go above the elbow. Now, the book shows you pushing down here. Go above the elbow, so get them rotated in, and now push. Go from above the elbow so that they can't cheat out. And by the way, guys, she did this really well, but most of the people that have a problem, when you go like this, they walk up. They'll go like that. So when you get them in this position, say, okay, now drop your shoulders. Now hold there, and then go above the elbow. That's empty can. Right? Okay, drop arm. I just realized I dance all the time. It's going to be on film.
It's fine.
Okay, drop arm. This is exactly what it is. You bring them out to 90 of abduction. You say, okay, hold that. All right, slowly lower your arm to your side. And around that 60 to 70 degree, so when that greater tubercle clears from under the acromion, if they have a ruptured supraspinatus, their arm kind of drops. So who would we be using that on? Probably. Ruptured. Who ruptures?
Older?
Older people. So we would probably be using drop arm on older people. We'd probably be using empty can on younger people. We're looking for tendonitis on younger people. We're probably using it drop arm on older people. If I don't feel like I can get a good empty can on somebody, I can use drop arm on a young person and just load them on the way down and have them eccentrically have to let me down. So on drop arm, I can, for young people, I can use it for tendonitis by saying, okay, slowly lower your arm, and I'm loading them as they go and see if that hurts. So for young people, I can load it while they do that eccentric contraction to look for tendonitis. Got it? And he does talk about that in the book. Okay. Okay. Lift off. Lift off is for the subscap. What's the subscap do?
Internally rotated.
Internal rotation. So what you do is you have them internally rotate and put their hand behind their back. Oh, you know what? Flip. Whoop. Have them internally rotate and put their hand behind their back. Put a hand on their hand and say, lift that off your back. So you're having them go into further internal rotation. That's lift off. Yeah, you can spin back around. You guys don't need to see. Do you need to see that again?
Yeah.
Have them put their hand behind their back. Go like this and say, lift off your back. That checks as subscap. Can they internally rotate that far? Now spin. Now we have that older person who does not have this range of motion anymore. They can't get back here. What do I do to check the internal rotator? I do belly press or abdominal compression or belly press. But what I would do is I'd put my hand under here and say, press into my hand. Okay,